to the Paint, Rest, Repeat podcast with Ros Gervais and
Laura Day, where we chat about our creative lives as artists while keeping it real and a little bit messy.
We're here to inspire creatives just like you to push past those boundaries and make art that you love. Let's dive in. Welcome everybody to another episode of Paint, Rest, Repeat. We are here today to chat about how to market your art without using social media. Why have we come to this topic, Laura?
Well, I feel like there is a lot of tension and frustration right now for a lot of artists about the Instagram algorithm. And me and you, Ros, have talked about it before, and we all know it's a free platform and it has given us great opportunities and exposure in the previous years, but there are some changes happening, and I have sort of noticed the landscape of like what people are talking about. And what we wanted to do was flip it on its head and potentially provide you with lots of ideas and inspiration that you can put into place to pursue marketing opportunities outside of social media.
Yeah, I really like this one because you know how I am. Like, you can't control the algorithm and things like that. So it's like, but what can you control? Like, how can you empower yourself and step into positive action to help you to get where you want to go? So yeah, I think this is a really good topic to explore. And you had a notification as well on Insta, didn't you, recently? And maybe some of our listeners have had the same one. What did it say?
So I'm away at the moment and I am in holiday mode. So people watching on YouTube, you might notice I've got a really boring background because I'm in an apartment that I've rented in Vietnam. Anyways, that's a side note. I got a notification recently because I haven't been super active online because I've been enjoying my time and space and chilling out. And so I haven't been posting regularly, and Instagram said to me, your posts have not reached as many people as like the previous week or the previous month. I can't remember exactly the timeline. And it said, post more content and you will reach more people. And so that was just a subtle hint from Instagram telling me that I needed to pull my finger out and
work harder,
create some more reels or work harder for the algorithm.
Stop being a slacker, stop living in the moment, and stop enjoying your holiday. Really, that's the message.
Yeah, get back on my platform and I'll show you to more people.
Oh my goodness. I have noticed an increase in messages like that. Like, I haven't received exactly that one, which, by the way, I probably should. I've been a little bit sleepy on socials lately, but yeah, just a lot more messages, you know, this reel achieved something or that reel achieved this, or, you know, like it's been a little bit more, I don't know, they've obviously changed something on the, you know, back end of Insta. So yeah, so we wanted to step into this topic today mainly to empower you all and to help you out. So if you're feeling frustrated with socials, either like your followers aren't growing or maybe they're going backwards, I have heard a bit of that happening as well. Or the reach is not there, or the sales from socials is not there. We just want to remind you there are other options. You know, people sold art before social media was around. They sold art even before mobile phones were around. So we're going to share some ideas today that are totally outside of social media. Some are online, but most are offline. And it's, you know, just helping you with ideas. We have 5 million ideas actually to share today on how you can do this. So if you are listening in a location where you can pull out a notepad or a pen, go and do that so that you can take some notes today. Or you can, I think you can also save these episodes or bookmark them. I've done that before myself on Spotify, I think. Have you done that, Laura?
I've never bookmarked anything, but that's a really cool idea. I might have a look and see how to do that. But usually what I do if I want to remind myself of something that I want to listen to again, I usually click the share button and then I
Oh.
private message myself. So then it's in my messages. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's a reminder. Like that's what I wanted to listen to again.
That's a really good hack, Laura, because I love listening to podcasts, and I love learning, right? Like you as well. So the amount of content out there is so ginormous. How you tame it, I don't know. But I like that hack.
Yeah.
Thanks. Stealing
so
it. It's mine now.
Give it a bookmark, or just message yourself as a reminder, because it is a jam-packed episode. I think we've got so many different ideas. We've just been thinking about lots of ways that you can have more reach and get in front of your audience's eyes more without using Instagram or TikTok or whatever social media platform you use. Facebook, and we removed YouTube as well, because
so we're not
we had that as one of our options at the end, and then we're like, hang on a second, technically that could be social media.
We were trying to work out if a podcast was social media, but we decided no. I don't think it is. I think you're right. Laura and I have agreed.
Yeah, I think so. It's a little bit different. You know, the technicalities.
The technicalities. So we do have today for you a whole bunch of these practical ideas. And then at the end as well, I've got an invitation for you. And then Laura as well. Hopefully we'll chat about something exciting she's working on. Will you, Laura?
Yes, definitely. I'm going to talk at the end of the episode. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to plant the seed. Yes.
Yay. Oh, and also this may or may not happen, everybody, but I just wanted to say there may be a couple of bloopers at the end of this episode.
I don't know.
We'll see. You'll have to listen to the end to see whether or not we end up including some bloopers. And if we do or we don't, let us know. Is that something that's fun for you? I love listening to bloopers myself. So anyway, let's see how we go. What?
I feel like our episodes are like so chatty and casual, and you're actually quite funny too.
Thanks.
During our conversations. So I feel like we're just doing bloopers anyway.
24/7 bloopers. I love it. I love it.
But then we started pre-recording, and then we were actually like really boring when we were putting this like extensive list together. So like,
speak for yourself, Laura. I don't know.
So back to the topic. I feel like this topic is relevant right now, because another thing I've noticed in the landscape is that people are wanting to slow down a bit more, and they want more time in their personal life, and they want space to like nurture their mental health, and they don't want to be like filled with like content all the time. So I have noticed people's desire in wanting to be off screens and wanting to be more present in their own life and their family life, and just not consumed with like being on this little box of a device and spending all of their time and spare time on that. So hopefully all of these solutions will help you to get into action in the real world.
As you were chatting, I just sort of raised my eyebrows, because I've made a tech mistake. Sorry, this is a total side topic. I've made a tech mistake and accidentally, on purpose, but without realizing the impact of my decision, connected Zoom to my Google Calendar. And now anytime anything is coming up in my Google Calendar, I get a notification, and I don't know how to turn it off.
I don't think I'll be able to help.
Anyway, as you're talking, it's like whoop. It's like the 5th one I've had since we've been talking. I can't cope.
You're getting like all of this stimulation.
There's check emails in 5 minutes. I bet it does it again, and I shall report back. I bet it does it again when it's actually time. I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right, everyone, hang out for that. Okay, now the first section, we've divided our ideas for you today into 4 sections. So just to be super organized for people who need to organize their brains, because that does hurt my brain sometimes. We've got our 4 sections. So the first one is around outreach. The second one is around collaboration. The third is around pursuing advertised opportunities. And then the last one is around your own audience. And we're going to dive into, much more detail there. But we have, those 4 sort of umbrellas. So if that helps you to get your brain organized as we start chatting, feel free to tap into that.
So, Roz, talking about outreach, what would your concept of outreach be for our audience? Like, maybe, did you want to just dive a bit deeper on what the concept of outreach is?
Yeah, for sure. So for me, my take on outreach, it is essentially where you are chasing the work, like you're reaching out for work directly with the intention of being engaged in a paid sort of opportunity. So for example, I'm about to call my local council and I'm about to say, I've noticed this really bare wall at this park and it would really, really do with a mural in that space. And I've got some great ideas for that space. Is that something that you're looking for? So it's literally seeking work directly with whoever it is you call. That's how I see outreach. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you've explained that really well. And I feel like I've done that quite a lot throughout my art career. Moving to a new town, sort of finding my feet, connecting with the local art community and connecting with my local council and looking at the types of opportunities that they have for artists. I come up with a concept back in 2013 to do a pop-up shop, curate a whole lot of beautiful artisan-made products because I met lots of creative people when I started to connect into the artist scene in Ballarat. And so I approached the local arts council and I said, I've got this idea. We want to do it before Christmas. It'll be like really amazing for the community to like have access to all these amazing, beautiful handmade gifts. And so, yeah, that ended up happening 3 years in a row. But it wouldn't have happened if I didn't come up with the idea and then connect with the right people in council. And then they had the gallery space that we were able to use. They had it for free. So yeah, all of that wouldn't have happened if I didn't reach out.
And have the confidence to reach out, because confidence, sorry, I always say that, I don't mean confidence, have the courage to reach out, because that actually sets you apart from many, many, many people, Laura. Like most people are too shy to pick up the phone. And, to be frank, I don't know how you felt, but whenever I do that, I do have butterflies in my tummy and my voice is a little bit funny. And I'm just like, no, I'm just going to do it anyway because it makes me different to everyone else. And helps, they might say yes. So let's just, put on our big girl pants and chase the thing that we actually want to do. Do you get nervous when you do those calls, or you full of, totally A-okay?
So I would say if people, I don't usually make phone calls. I'm going to be honest. So yes, I probably would. If I am making phone calls, I probably would get nervous. So what I usually do is send emails and then make a time to meet the person in person. Because I know that I'm better when I'm like sitting there one-on-one and connecting with someone face to face. But yeah, sometimes I do get nervous. I'm like half and half, it depends. But usually, once you sort of get comfortable and like you're sitting in a comfortable environment, it's not as intimidating to, pitch ideas and talk to people.
I like that idea of the email side of things. I think it is important to note that you then extend that to inviting them for an opportunity to catch up in person, because so easy to send an email. Anyone can send an email and people's inboxes are so super full. So you've got to do, like, my suggestion for our listeners is you've got to do more than an email. You at least have to send 2, and if you really want to turn that into an opportunity, I feel like you do need to call them or to try to organize that in-person opportunity, because that is what will make you different from everyone else.
Yeah. and putting your best foot forward. So like having a link to your website or attaching images of like your most recent work or something like that. Because if it's just a cold email just saying I'm an artist, I've got this idea, whatever, like I think they need like a little bit of context, and they need to see the quality of your work too. So like putting that extra effort into like showcasing some recent work, that would go the distance, I think.
Definitely. So what have we talked about? So we talked about outreach generally, talked about council opportunities. You talked about a council opportunity as well in the context of the pop-up shop. You had a story to tell as well about, is it your friend Steph Wallace?
Yeah, so Steph is a ceramic artist, and she's been wanting to level up her practice and get her work in print magazines and sort of get into more of the fine art space. She wanted her work to be acquired by a gallery and all sorts of things. So she had a clear direction around like where she was wanting to take her art, and she was thinking about how she was going to get really beautiful, high quality images of her work and have it in situ in really beautiful homes. So what Steph did was reach out to interior designer, and I think she reached out to a few interior designers, and one of them got back to her and said, love your work. It's really beautiful. I have an upcoming photo shoot in a location, like in a home, and I'd love to use some of your work in the styling. So they took her work on loan, and then they styled it in a photo shoot. And then the stylist came back and said, I love your work. I'd love to purchase a piece. And so she made a $1,500 sale just from that outreach and just from putting her work in front of the stylist's eyes. And that opportunity and that sale wouldn't have come if she didn't do outreach.
Yeah, it's the power of the outreach, hey, and also like just getting involved and doing the things and being more visible. So yeah, that's awesome. Good on Steph.
Yeah, I know, it's absolutely incredible. So hopefully that inspires some of you to like take action and put your work in front of other people's eyes.
Yeah, and maybe maybe specifically also to reach out to interior designers. On that topic as well, I would suggest just doing some research and make sure that they are using art or colors at least along the same sort of lines as your artwork, because there's no point wasting your energy reaching out to designers who are, pure neutrals or bright colors, and your art just is not going to align with them. Just make it easy for everybody. Choose designers who are a good fit for your work.
Yeah, that's amazing advice, actually, because I think that you have to have a similar design aesthetic to be a good match.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Yeah, definitely doing your research in that space is worth that. We had another artist in mind to talk about in this conversation of outreach, and it's a previous artist that we've already interviewed on the podcast on episode 47. So if you're a new listener or you might have skipped that episode, go back to number 47 and listen to the episode by mural artist PJ. Can you remember in that conversation, Roz, how PJ was describing outreach and how she got her jobs?
She was just generally just saying that there's a lot of power in that, and that is one of her main strategies for getting work. I actually saw a post from her on socials just this morning. Here you go, power of socials. Sorry, like we probably shouldn't be saying that, but it's true, right? Because that popped up this morning, and it now she's front of mind, because I'm thinking outreach, PJ, right? Anyway, just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's just great at the outreach side of things. So she's not shy to call, and she keeps a good list, and she has, you know, I believe she has a system as well for following up on her previous clients and seeking new work. So yeah, she's really, really good at that. And importantly, I wanted to update you that I just got the notification that I am now to check my emails.
Okay, so let's just like side. So is this your strategy to create a bit of workflow and productivity with your day?
We are totally sidestepping. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have like a lot of time blocking in my calendar.
Yes.
And that's why it's a problem, because every time I've blocked any time out,
everything's overlapping.
Yeah, well, yes, and then either overlapping or it's just a half-hour block, and so I just keep on getting notifications, and it's very stressful. I have to turn it off. Send help. Also, very difficult to find the link for our catch up today, because I've updated Zoom and the new one is not showing me my recurring links. I can't even cope. Just saying. It's fine. We'll be right. You can find me rocking in the corner.
Okay, sorry, we just went off and sidestepped, but back to PJ and outreach. I feel like the power of having a portfolio and even just one previous example of your work is going to go a long way in your outreach.
Yeah.
So if you just have an example of like the concept that you want to pitch, definitely sending it to the person that you're reaching out to. So I believe PJ reaches out to schools, local councils, local businesses, and because PJ is a traveling artist, she will get into all of the local groups and start talking to local people on the ground and networking and all of those sorts of things to generate her jobs. But also she has very high quality work and an amazing portfolio to showcase and an amazing website.
But just a little comment here as well, because I think it's quite easy to lean into, oh, I can't do that until I have a website. I can't do that until I have my portfolio beautifully polished and perfect. And then people don't seek these opportunities because the situation is not just right. And I think there is a lot to be said for, like, yes, sure, those things will increase your chances of getting the job, present you more professionally, but there's a lot to be said for just doing it anyway and learning as you go. You know, as long as you're a good person and you're polite and all of that, and the person on the other side of the phone says, oh, look, we'd love that, but we do need to see a portfolio first, and then you go, I have no portfolio, and then you say, okay, that's all right, I will be in touch once I have something to send you, and just be beautiful, and then go and do that, and then honor your words and come back to that person. You know what I mean? Like, I think we can take action before everything's perfectly lined up.
Yeah.
What do you think? I do
I
agree
love
with
that.
you.
Yeah, I love that. And, you know, that's a gentle way of like easing in as well. But you can always create the work afterwards. Like, I remember when I was, you could pitch the concept and then create the work. So when I heard of like a local gallery space, actually it was a hotel that was showcasing artists' works, and like they didn't charge a commission, and it was like free wall space. I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna do that. I did have a couple of paintings as example, but I had to create like a whole show. It was like a solo show that I was pitching. So yeah, you don't have to have like an extensive collection. You can pitch the idea, and at least if you have like some sort of concept of like what you're wanting to show, it gives them a good idea. But yeah, you don't have to have a full-blown website or portfolio to start with. I think, yeah,
Great if you do, but don't let it hold you back from
Yeah,
seeking
yeah. You
opportunity.
can just like, set the date and then
Mhm.
create work for it. Yeah.
Now, I was thinking, Laura, maybe we can just quickly list the other ideas we have for outreach and then move on to the next section, because in the interest of time, what do you think?
Yeah,
I mean, I have
sure.
all day. We could just go all day. I just don't know if our listeners want to do. Listeners, do you want to hang around with us all day?
Let
We
us
could do a
know.
24-hour or 12-hour maybe.
Live stream.
Yes.
Um,
Goals.
so we
Laura
also
says no.
no. I need my sleep.
Oh,
So we also
sorry.
had approaching galleries and retail space, approaching cafes, local cafes as well, and also approaching third-party websites, so Blue Thumb or Art Lovers, other online platforms, because we deem that non-social media. It's still online, but it is, yeah, outside of socials. We also had corporate art programs. Both you and I, Roz, have recently done some corporate. That did come from like people knew that we run workshops because we're active in our practice. So that lead did technically come to us. It was referred to us, but if you know some people that work in corporate, you have like links through friends of friends, it's definitely something that you could pitch a corporate wellness program, or like just an art, like painting workshop, or whatever medium that you work in, ceramics, like hand stitching, textiles, mixed media, whatever. Corporates are always looking for interesting things to give to their people. They want to promote health and well-being. They want to promote corporate like wellness programs. It's like that's sort of a trend at the moment. So if you're looking for opportunities, it's definitely worth reaching out and pitching a workshop.
And this is where it's important to know what your goals are too, because if you want to run corporate art programs, I can bet, for our listeners, I can bet you can find someone in corporates and ask them if they know someone in HR, and I can bet that you can get their contact details. If you want that, if you want that enough, you can make it happen. In my view, unless you're in a remote area, there's that. Although you could do it on Zoom potentially.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually the concept that I'm going to be doing at the end of the month, because there's teams that are all over Australia in this organisation. So yeah, it's a really great gig, and you also get a nice chunk of money too, just like commissions. Like you get like a big chunk of cash, which is great.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is on our list? Did you want to run through that, Roz?
Oh, look, I wasn't tracking what you were saying. You said galleries, retail spaces, cafes, corporate art programs.
Yeah.
We've got press releases. I'm just sitting here wondering if that's outreach, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. There's lots of ideas for, taking control, and avoiding the social media thing, skipping that. I like that idea. Just, for the people in our audience who are, what are the words? What's the word when you just, people in our audience who are disruptors. That's the word. It's like, nah, everyone's doing social media, so I'm not.
Oh, you're going to rebel against it.
Yeah, well, people in our audience might be a bit like that.
Yeah, create a new paradigm.
Exactly. So what did we have? Press releases, reaching out to your local paper, posters and flyers locally. I love that. I love the old school stuff, just thinking about how people did these sorts of things, how people marketed way back when. Yep. And then print magazines, and I feel like that covers the outreach.
Yeah, it does. So on the posters and flyers, it is like you could do a general poster for your art website. You could promote events like workshops. You could promote, if you're designing like corporate art programs, you could have that. So yeah, pop it in local cafes, bookstores, all the sorts of places like people like sitting and like, you know, they're chilled out for a little bit of time, or they're buying art supplies, like, so it's that kind of relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, knowing who you want to attend those sessions
Yeah.
really helps you to work out where to place the flyers. Yeah, so always be thinking of them. Anyway, so many ideas. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is around collaboration. So this is really, collaboration gives you a great way to get your art in front of someone else's audience. And it's beneficial both ways. So it's a really powerful way to do that. It also is the whole strength in numbers concept. So if you're feeling nervous to have a solo show, for example, having a group show with everyone else and other people can make it more fun, and can also just help with the nerves a little bit if you're, you know, on the introverted side, perhaps.
Yeah, and doing things in groups is fun. Like if you're hanging out with other artists and creating a project together, it makes you feel less alone. It helps you keep accountable. And yeah, the benefit of drawing together both your audiences gets more eyes on what's happening.
And you also collaborated with a local venue and council. It was a bit of a combination, wasn't it, recently, to run some workshops as well?
Yeah, so that came through, which is our next step, pursuing advertised in-person opportunities.
Yep. All right,
but it still was technically a collaboration. So yeah, collaborating with venues to like run your art workshops, or collaborating with venues to like hang your work on a wall for a certain amount of time, do a painting demo, run markets. Yeah, all those sorts of things. Yeah, that sort of is something that you can think about.
Yeah, actually, a local cafe contacted me a while back to see if I wanted to run some art lessons or workshops in their space in the evenings, because they're closed in the evenings. And you'll be proud of me, Laura, because I said, not now. I didn't say no. I said
not right now.
Not right now.
Did you want to give the listeners context on why? Like maybe we've got some newbies that might not know Roz.
If you are a new listener, you may not know I'm a yes person. I love saying yes. And actually, I never used to. I used to be particularly reserved, and I would be a no person out of fear. But I fast became a yes person due to art business. And so now saying no is incredibly uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. So anyway, I said not now. That's a good little loophole.
Yeah, I love that. But like,
feel free to use that.
It could be something that you pursue later on. I like the not now.
Not now.
Because then you're very clear on your vision and like where you want to focus your time and what's important to you, and you're prioritizing like other goals instead of like being like, yes.
Well, hey, talking about your vision. I made a tutorial for my Art for the Heart members recently on how to create your vision board.
Lovely.
And so I don't usually create them, right? So I did a whole lot of research to, you know, put this presentation together. So it was really helpful for people. And I'm halfway through creating my own, and it's really brought up some stuff, you know, and it's really made me go, wow, like what actually do I want this year? Anyway, should sort of take my own medicine, shouldn't I? I just need to find the time. I'll put it in my Google Calendar. It's fine.
I love vision boards. An easy way to do that, if you like don't have like magazines, or you don't have, you know, physical space to do it. I like to screenshot things and then just put it in a little folder on my phone. We've gone off topic again.
Oh, that's fine. We're creatives. We got creative minds. Yeah, so folder on your phone. I know people do them in Canva as well and put it on their desktop, either phone desktop, computer desktop. But apparently, just to remain off topic, apparently if you have it somewhere where you can see it or either often or but there's a lot more power in seeing it just before you go to bed, apparently.
Yes.
Because it does the subconscious thing. Apparently
Yeah,
it's
just
lunchtime according to my Google Calendar, just so you know.
everyone will intimately know your schedule, Roz. Oh dear.
Oh,
So yeah, vision boards, amazing, love them. I haven't done a physical one for a couple of years. I'm about due for a refresh, but I do have like a folder in my phone of all my concepts.
we could do one together, Laura. Do you want to do
Yeah,
one
that would
together?
be really nice. Yeah. And on Pinterest, I've done it on Pinterest before too. God, I could talk on this topic for ages.
Maybe we should
I
do this
love
as
it.
our next topic.
Well, listeners, let us know. Do you like vision boards? Do you think it would be helpful to do a episode on that? And just visioning and like planning, you know, forward vision, you know, going forward. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah. Anyway, side note, got totally distracted.
Umbrella number 3, pursuing advertised in-person opportunities. Now comes with a little proviso. Is that the right word? Because we are aware this is not in-person things that don't work for all people, you know. So if we have listeners with physical disabilities or big commitments in terms of caring for elderly parents or whatever it is, we do understand that. But if there is room for you to get amongst any in-person opportunities, they are a great way to build connections and to get more exposure for your art and all the other lovely things you do in your art business. So we have a list of a few ideas. What was the first one on there, Laura?
Well, just making sure that you're on all the email lists for you to receive the opportunities. So your local council, you know, art prizes, art fairs, design markets, all of those things, like they will put a call out for like an artist opportunity or, you know, apply for the art prize, or we've got the design fair coming up in November, put in your application now. So as long as you're on the newsletter for all of those lists, then you will be aware of all the opportunities that are coming up. I think another note on this is the importance of your networks and having a creative network and having artist friends and having people knowing that you have an art practice, because when opportunities come into their awareness, they will send you a link or a referral or a job opportunity or all of those things. Like there's been so many things in my career that I haven't been aware of that people have sent me, and then I've applied for it and then, you know, got the opportunity. So having that in place is really important.
Yeah, beautiful. That's that visibility through courage piece. Like, because even saying you're an artist feels very hard for a lot of people. It was hard for me initially as well, because I'm self-taught. You know what self-taught are you? I always forget this. You went to art school, right?
I did.
Yeah. You have a fine art degree.
Visual arts.
Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. I mean, I've only known you for, I don't know, 3 years.
Technically visual arts and communication design.
Okay, there you go. So, were you ever nervous to introduce yourself as an artist, or did that just come naturally right from the get-go?
Not really, because like I did private art classes when I was in high school. So I did that for a really long time. And so I've always sort of said that I'm creative.
But that's different to saying you are an artist.
Yeah, I think I am an artist came later, probably a couple of years after I graduated from art school. Yeah, when I was like stepping into like tutoring and teaching and like making my art and selling it at markets and stuff like that. I think it came just a few years out of art school.
I just got another calendar notification. I'm sitting here with raised eyebrows because I was going to also tell you a funny story. I put a post on socials 2 days ago, maybe, and it's like an old post. By the way, little socials tip for people here who are using socials. Don't be shy to repost. Like, look at your stats for posts that have done well in the past and literally repost that. Anyway, reposted a post saying that, you know, fun fact, I'm a self-taught artist. I don't have a fine arts degree. Da, 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 da. And then guess who comments? Guess who is the first person to comment?
I don't know. Who?
Mom.
Oh,
She's like, but I believe you have a degree in design and also a master's degree in. I'm like, Mom, please. It was very cute.
oh, but it still can be a struggle, like even, yeah, even if you do have a degree. I think it's just like that self-acceptance or, yeah, that confidence behind like staking that thing in the ground and saying, I am an artist. And like all your concepts behind that, like if you have that baggage of like, or artists can't make money, or artists are unreliable, or artists are like just mentally unstable and drunks. I don't know, like
or
just
drug
worried
addicts.
about,
Yeah.
just like worried about that social construct of like what
Mm.
people believe that an artist is. That can all come into play.
Yeah,
when,
because part of you
people
won't want to
taking-
associate with that title.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one is when you respect artists so much that, you know, like, who are you to say that you're an artist? How can you claim a piece of that pie when you haven't even got XYZ? You haven't even done ABC, you know? Such a complex topic.
We're so off topic today.
That's fine. I think people enjoy our chats. Do you enjoy our chats? Send us a DM on Instagram, on social media. You could send us an email.
Yes, you can send us an email. I'd love to get an email.
Oh, there you go. Send Laura an email. Shall we put your email address in the thingamawinger?
They can find me.
Show notes.
Yeah, it's in the show notes. They can find me through my website.
Excellent.
So we had making sure that you're on all the relevant email lists. And then the local opportunities that we listed are local markets or design markets, art fairs. We also had public art projects. So at the Ballarat City Council, they have like a local artist paint these egg sculptures for Easter, and it's scattered all around town. Roz, you did a piano painting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was so much fun. I painted a piano. That's true. The community piano.
Yeah. So did that come through an advertised opportunity, or did they approach you because they knew you were a practicing artist?
No. So I was on and am still on our local council's art directory or artist register, whatever it is. And so then they approached me to see if I'd be interested in creating an artwork for the local council for the Spring Art Festival. And I did that. And then from that opportunity, they said, oh, and would you like to paint this piano?
Very cool.
Oh, yes. Because I love my music as well, right? Which I've mentioned before. So it's like actually a really good combo.
Yeah, that's a perfect project for you. Oh, well, that's a good tip for the listeners. Find out if you have a local art register.
And it's like our one's pretty buried, just to be, and your council one might be as well.
Yeah. Put your name on it.
That's
Any sort of directory, put your business on there. Like that is super helpful. Like it's so random how people find you these days. So yeah, definitely that's a cool little story. What else? So we had local markets, design markets, art fairs. We also had open studios. So opening up your studio, you could do a flash sale, you could do a pre-Christmas sale. I know a ceramicist that has like a gangbusters pre-Christmas sale, like opens her studio and like just sells so much work.
You know what I did? Which was totally, it's a bit random. I'm not sure I'd suggest it, but just sharing. I did a family garage sale. It's a bit old school, but I like a bit of reuse and encouraging that, and little bit green. So yeah, I did a garage sale combined with an open studio. And so that was sort of fun. Different target market, right?
Yeah, totally different.
Totally different. But anyway, it makes a bit of a buzz. A bit of
a
buzz.
Some nice, colourful art to
get a $1
something different.
Get a $1 book and then buy a $2,000 artwork. Okay.
It's just getting your work in front of different eyes. Like, who knows? Like 2 years down the track, someone could be thinking about that garage sale that they attended, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I need a new artwork for my wall. We also had like a local arts trail. So that could potentially go into collaboration, but we also had advertised opportunities here. So take a look. Is there certain times of the year that like there's an arts trail or like a group of artists? Or why don't you self-initiate an arts trail if you've got like a group of 4 or 5 artists in your area that people could easily drive around and take a look at your studios together. We also had private art viewings. So opening up your home or borrowing a friend's home that is like gorgeous and putting on like a nice event with your work for sale, or hire Airbnb and then just, you know, have people in. Don't know what the legalities of that would be actually, if you're going to
Probably
have
worth, yeah,
numerous people through.
I think that's probably okay. But you would want to check with them, I imagine. What was I going to say on that quickly was, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, sorry. With the private art viewings and open studios, art collectors and buyers love to see work in progress. So, you know, don't feel like everything has to be perfect. It can be a working space. Apparently we're still recording. We just had a bit of a glitch, everybody. So let's just carry on.
Sorry about that, Roz. I think that might have been my internet connection over here.
That's all right. I've written down the time as well. So it says it's still recording. So we might just keep going. It's all fine.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Okay. So open studio, local arts trail, private art viewing. And then we also talked about live painting. So it could be, I did see an American artist that was doing a live painting demonstration as part of like a promotion in a retail store. And it was like a department store in the makeup section. And then like she was doing like sort of glamorous, like fashion inspired illustrations and live painting as part of like a promo for like a new range.
What a fantastic like intersection of target market.
Yeah.
Like that's really spot on.
Yeah, it's really quite a cool idea. Also, like you could go to wedding fairs. Like if your work's quite feminine and like suits that sort of aesthetic, or yeah, you do an illustrative sort of style. Yeah.
Oh,
I
just had an idea. Pet fairs too. If you do pet
cute.
portraits. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's such a cool idea.
You need to get one of your dog, by the way, Laura.
Like do
one. Oh yeah, you should do that.
I've done a portrait. It was a screen print. When he was a puppy, I put him on a cushion. It's actually quite cute.
I thought you were going to say you put him on a screen. Maybe not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so corporate events, local markets, any sort of trade fair, like if your work is relevant, like I know someone that was like sort of like surfy, so like it was sort of beach themed, surfy, so they went to like, you know, a sports like surf trade fair. Just start to think about like things that are like aligned with your work, like your subject matter. Like if you do like landscapes, could you go to like a camping fair and like do paintings? Like and there's so many random things.
And I don't think we have to, you know, finish the artwork as well. Just a little little hot tip, because I definitely have a fear about finishing artworks live, because I go through a bit of a battle the last bit of each of my artworks.
Yeah.
So with these sorts of things, because I've done one of these as well at a local market, you don't have to finish the artwork. You just you probably start the artwork, get somewhere into the middle, and then it's the end of the live painting thing. You take it home or to your studio and then you complete it. So don't let that be a block.
Also, you could, if you've got space for it, you could have a separate easel with like a finished artwork there. And then, you know, the interest will be in you creating and you having conversations with people about how you create your work. But yeah, if you have a finished one as an example, that's really quite a good idea when you're doing these like paintings, and then you can, yeah, just talk to people whilst you're in the creation mode at these events. You were talking about an art battle, which was a cool concept that I've never even heard of. But
so I saw I saw the art battle for the first time. I've heard of it before, but I saw it in person for the first time at the other art fair in Sydney. And it was amazing. And I saw Marnie McKnight, who I know, participated in it. And I'm trying to remember some of the other artists. There's an artist whose name was John. Everybody look him up on socials.
John.
His art's fabulous. You should have seen what he created. I really should look up the name before. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Anyway, and yeah, it's 20 minutes. And so they have to create an artwork from scratch in 20 minutes. People are watching, and it's an art battle because I think there's a bidding system for people to buy those artworks.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's a great, you know, event to participate in. So art battle, they're across Australia as far as I know.
Some other things were community art auctions and charity events. That's really amazing to participate in, just getting your work in front of other people, having the opportunity, if you actually attend the charity gala, the dinner and things like that, you could do some extra networking and be like, my artwork's on the stage, it's part of the auction. Like, it's a really amazing way to be in person and get your eyes on work. We also had collaborating with schools. We also had artist talks and lectures, and we've also got public workshops. So that is like extensive list. But we've also got another
but wait,
whole category.
There's more. We're on fire, Laura.
I know. We've had a lot of side talks, and I'm just stretching my back as we do this because I'm on a really uncomfortable chair.
Oh,
for those of you watching along.
Do you want to plant the seed for your something? We have not discussed this, everybody. What are you working on, Laura? Do you want to do this before we go into our next section?
Okay, let's just pause our last section for me to make
it's like an
a break.
Announcement. Wait, hold on, drum roll or lip trill.
So I am organising an international artist retreat or a creative art retreat. You don't have to be an artist to attend. You beginners are absolutely welcome. And it's going to be in Vietnam.
Can I come?
Yay! Of course you can. Everyone's welcome. So I'm just planting the seed, and maybe this can be an example to other people. I honestly don't know if it's going to work, but I love Vietnam.
It will.
I love Vietnam. I love the people. I had the most incredible time at this villa. It's only going to be available for 10 people. So it is like
make it 9. I'm one of them. I'm going to come.
I would love for you to come, Roz. We're just going to have a good old time.
Or do I come as a, can I be your assistant and then you can still take 10 people?
We'll work out the moving parts.
We're going to work details. Is coffee included? Because Vietnamese coffee.
Gosh. Let me tell you about the Vietnamese coffee. It is. We probably need to do a whole episode on this. I am concerned about the time, but Vietnamese coffee is the best coffee I've ever tasted in my entire life. It is so good. So if you are a coffee drinker, you are going to be in absolute heaven for the 6 days that we're on this retreat.
Okay. Oh, the information's slowly creeping out, guys. Okay, so 6 days, Vietnam.
6 days at a beachside villa in Hoi An, Vietnam.
Hoi An.
We will be doing morning meditation. We will be doing art making. We'll have 2 art making activities per day. There will be a massage included. There is accommodation included.
She says she hasn't thought this through, just saying.
You get breakfast and lunch included, and I'll also make bookings at some amazing dinner venues each night. We will, depending on the group interests and, you know, mobility and all sorts of things like that, we will potentially be doing a boat trip out to an island and doing some snorkeling and lounging on the beach. Yeah, that's the concept for now. And yeah, I'm going to work out the moving parts and all of that sort of stuff. But
have you got an idea of what month?
So March 2025. So it is the perfect time to be visiting Vietnam. It's not too hot, so it hasn't gone into their like blazing hot season, which I'm currently in at the moment, which has been really uncomfortable. But it is nice, warmer weather, and it's slightly on their peak season, so it is the perfect time.
So if someone's listening to this, because we're recording, sorry, people are obviously listening to this. Hello, listeners. When people are listening to this, by the time this episode goes live, you probably will have more details. If people are like ready just to sort of jump and put down like a deposit to save themselves a spot, how should they do that?
Sending me an email. So I'll put
Not on social media.
Yeah. I will put my website and my email address in the show notes of this episode. So that's how you're going to find out. And definitely put your name on that wait list. Definitely reach out as soon as possible because, like I said, there's only 10 spots.
Yeah. So am I taking one of those, or am I going to be like, no, I'm quite serious.
Yeah.
Like, am I one of the 10, or am I as an assistant? Are you still taking 10 people if I come? Is my question.
Potentially 9 then.
Oh, that's bad for you. Okay, all right, we'll work it out. We're going to
work out the moving parts.
All right.
Yeah, that's what's happening. So definitely let me know.
Amazing. All right, next one. Step number 4, umbrella 4.
Coming back to what people have come here for, promoting yourself outside of social media. We have your own audience. So this is a really important part of creating an art business. You want to build your own assets as an artist and creator and business owner. So you definitely want to have a website or a landing page or somewhere for people to come to online. And you also should have an email list as well, like building your own asset of, your people that you want to talk to. So we had an episode with Tash Corbin on building your email list. So if you haven't listened to that, it's episode 39. Go back and listen to that if that's something that you want to focus on. We also had having your own blog. So Ros, you were talking about that before. That's really important for SEO and having those tags and keywords for people.
Yeah, that's it. And building connections with people as well, because people love story, right? Story is one of the basic things that's been around since the beginning of, mankind. So people love story. So if you can integrate a little bit of storytelling into your blog post, that sort of helps with the connection side of things, and also can help with the SEO. Now, I'm not an SEO whiz, but there's plenty of information to find online about SEO and how to step that up a notch in terms of the blog side of things. So yeah, definitely a good idea. So, and a little bit of a note, how you were saying it's good to build up your own, what do you say? Audience? No, your own resources.
Yeah, resources, assets, like it's your own
assets.
Business asset,
Yeah, your own assets. Thank you. Sorry, my words went. Social media is not your own asset ever, because you don't own that platform. So we're talking about the whole empowerment piece here. So how can you build assets that are actually securely and safely your own? So the website is a good one, the email list, the blog as well. I love this next one. You snuck this on the list. I didn't even see this, Laura. Yes.
Is
Oh,
it
share. This one's great.
direct mail campaigns?
For
sending
shiz.
posts?
Yes. This
Yeah.
is like if you make the phone call for outreach, it makes you stand out from everyone else. In this day and age, snail mail is like not hardly ever happening. Be different by sending the snail mail, like be the odd one out, stand out from the rest. Oh, winner. Love that one. I better get on.
So usually we collect people's email addresses. We don't usually collect people's home addresses. But I think that's a really cute idea. And I know an artist, an illustrator that had like I think Kelsey, she called it the Cutie Card Club. So like every month she'd post out like a new set of cards. And I think, people just started to become on this club. So that could be like part of that. I think that's a really cute idea.
Cutie Card Club. That's so cute. Cutie. Oh, very nice.
And, just sending people like actual physical mail, like that would like make me the happiest.
There you go.
We also had start an art podcast. But if you're chatty like us, start an art podcast. It's super fun.
And ask yourself how easy can you make it? So yeah, Laura's been awesome with that from the get-go. Because we agreed to do it fortnightly. I often talk about this because I was like, no, we must do 5 episodes a week. No, just joking. But weekly is what I thought we should do, but fortnightly has worked really well. So yeah, how can you make it easy? What's the easiest version of starting your own art podcast?
And if you're interested in starting an art podcast, should we do an episode on how to start an art podcast? Because if there's enough interest in that, then we could definitely dig in deeper.
For shiz.
Yeah.
Then we had go to networking events because people will simply start recognizing you, which is a really good way to build connections. Build your own local in-person artist community so that you can build up some referrals as well, just sort of natural word of mouth referrals. You can also look for some art-related groups. I'm trying to read this through Meetup. Meetup is a online platform, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a specific website where people like organize like local meetup events and things like that. There also might be like community newspapers or newsletters or like something through your library or I don't know, community groups, neighborhood houses and things like that. There's groups for specific niches, areas like mothers groups and just local artist meetups, but then also like women in business meetups or just general local businesses. Like there's so many different groups that meet regularly. Like, if you're an avid bicycle rider or like an avid runner, like you could get customers from just going to like a sporting event or a sporting group, or there's so many different random ways.
It's all about the connections. Yeah, the connections, saying what you do and then giving them a way to learn more about you or in a non-marketing way though, but to join your email list, for example. So you've written here, I like this one, have your bookmarks handy. There's a reference here.
I'm referencing the recent bookmarks that Roz has created for her art fair. But I love the bookmark concept. I think it's like the coolest idea. Rather than a regular business card, you've got like a longer format that people can use as a bookmark.
But does it work with Kindles, Laura, or audiobooks?
Yeah, but I like physical books too, and you'd probably be surprised how many people have physical books.
That's true.
So yeah, I think that's a really cool concept, and even if it just ends up on their desk somewhere, or even just like on a pinboard or on their fridge, having just something physical for them to take with them is really helpful too.
Oh, yep, another Google notification. Excellent. Then we have joining local art societies, going to exhibitions, which was a little bit like going to networking events in ways, just to meet new people and be seen. So that's the world's longest episode. You know, we've been recording for an hour now.
Wow, we were so chatty and off topic at certain areas. So congratulations to everyone that has listened right through to the end.
I feel like we need to issue certificates today, Laura. Like, should we send certificates?
Round of applause.
To those, yeah. To
the
those
loyal listeners. Definitely let us know if you listened all the way.
to the end.
To the end. And Roz, you did drop at the start of the episode that you had something to announce. So
you're correct. And again, it's a little bit like you. So I don't have all the details at this point because we're recording now a month prior. Is it a month prior? Maybe 2 months. Anyway, so coming up though, at the end of July, I shall be running a art business challenge of some sort. I have not given it a name. I know it's all about helping you to advance in your art business. It's going to be free. And if you would like to come along, let me know. Send me a DM. Head to the link in the show notes so that you can register and come along to this free educational, game-changing, success-calling-inning, is that a word? Challenge. Yeah,
yay!
That's it. Yay!
That sounds amazing. I love that. You love a challenge, don't you, Roz?
I actually really do. I've worked out I really do. Because sometimes I run masterclasses, so like single 1 hour long educational something. It's not as fun for me. I don't know why. I think challenges, I get to connect with people. That maybe it's the length of time. I can truly serve them. It's not just here's some information, hope that was helpful, bye now. Like it's more, maybe it's more community focused. What do you think?
Because like you're creating a bit of a buzz and it's like working on like a combined mission. So like you're all working on something at once at the same time and there's like a buzz to it. Yeah.
And I think,
very cool.
I think it's I think it's also, it's just not one-way information. It's action taking. Maybe that's it, because I'm a bit like that.
Yeah, amazing.
Pro-action
Sounds
taking.
really great. So join Roz's challenge. And so how do people find out about that?
Look, at this stage, I'm not 100% sure. Send me a DM, send me an email, join my free Facebook group because I will be announcing details in there. My Permission to Paint free community on Facebook.
And also your email list.
My email list.
You'll be inviting people through your email list. Yeah,
that's accurate.
There's so many ways. So definitely look at the notes at the end of this episode and there'll be details on how to access Roz's amazing challenge.
Free.
Super cool. Free.
Capital letters. Boop, boop. You can't include the word free, or it's not a good idea to include the word free in an email subject line when you're doing email marketing. It can alert the spam. Yeah. Which is really annoying when you are actually offering something for free. Just saying.
That is a good tip.
There's a lot of words like that, actually. Everybody go and Google that.
Yeah, that's in the brain's trust. I'm going to remember that.
It's very frustrating.
Cool. All right. Well, let us know if you found this episode helpful. Roz and I did a batch recording of all of our episodes to cover the 2 months that I'm away. So this is the first time we've recorded in like ages. So apologies for the super chatty episode, but we hope that you've enjoyed it.
I'm sure they have. It's very like there's some really good tips in there and like about 1,000 ideas.
Yeah. Let us know what you're going to take action on. That would be really important and quite helpful to us. And in the theme of accountability, we would love to hear from you, like what your takeaway is and what you're going to implement today.
I like that. Yes. Give us one thing that you're actually going to do. You can do others, but give us one that you're definitely going to do.
And join our PRR podcast fans. So join our community. You can find it. Oh, this is about not being on Instagram this episode, but
That's
you can
all right.
find it in my bio on Instagram because it is a specific broadcast channel for the podcast. So we'll be alerting you when the episodes drop, and yeah, just all the different announcements that we have going on. So
It's
jump
like
into that group.
For people who don't know what a broadcast channel is, it's on Insta, and it's essentially like a chat group in the DMs with a group of people. Yeah, so just in case you're confused. So go to Laura's Insta, check her, what is it, profile, bio, and click over there and come and join the fun inside the group chat.
All right, good chatting with you, Roz, today.
Pleasure, treasure, so much fun. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.